Hi, Katie from Quick Quotes here today to share with you how easy it is to create a themed layout inspired by a quote from Quick Quotes bundles. I will be using Quick Quotes Sentiments bundle today. Let's see. I will be using the Crackling Rose collection, and I will be using the new Dusty Rose Powder Puff Chalking Ink. I'm going to just show you a little bit about the Quick Quotes bundles. They are a wonderful collection of quotes. They are made out of cardstock, a heavy-duty cardstock in vellum. And the Sentiments collection is a collection of wonderful sentiments that you can use for any kind of crafting. This one has congratulations and birthdays, a gift for you. You can see how nice and heavy this cardstock is. And the vellum collections, part of this collection has great other themed ones, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Really can be used for anything your imagination allows. My layout today was inspired by this quote from the Sentiments bundles, and it says, "A friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and sings it to you when you have forgotten the words." And it was a perfect place to start to complement this picture of my daughter and her girlfriends. The colors were perfectly matched. The quote was perfect for the girlfriends she has had since she was 5 years old. And what I wanted to do to create this layout was to pull out all the colors, wonderful colors you see in the quote. And again, just please notice how thick and hardy this cardstock is. So this is where I started. I started with a quote. So I pulled in the Crackling Rose collection because I really felt like that was what complemented the colors in this quote the most. So you can see I'm using 3 different papers from the Crackling Rose collection. And this is the back side of the lined one, and the printed brown paper, and the back side of it is this beautiful printed flowered paper, and the burgundy paper, which is going to be our background. Sorry. And that also has a brown. So I started with a 12 by 12 piece of the Crackling Rose collection. And then my next piece, I cut down to an 11.5 by 10.5 piece of paper. My third piece of paper is 10.5, is 10 by 11. So this is where I started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other papers aside, and I'm going to show you a technique using the chalking ink, the Dusty Rose chalking ink, and a mask. So I'm pulling out a music note mask that follows the theme of the quote that I used, the song in their heart. So I'm just laying the mask down. Now I want to make sure that the mask is exactly where I want it so it actually shows when I am done. So I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more. I don't want the mask all hidden, and I want you to be able to see the image of the music bars. So perfect. So what I'm doing with the mask is I'm taking my Powder Puff Chalking Ink in Dusty Rose, and I'm going to swipe it across my mask, and it will create the negative image. If it would stick. There we go. Perfect. So I'm going to hold it down and go over my image with the chalking ink. Now this Dusty Rose pulls out the pink in the quote. And you can see that the ink is going between the image. And don't be afraid to press down. Just swiping the pad along. I'm holding it on the two sides. I'm not getting any ink on my hands, which is fantastic. All right, and I'm going to pull up my mask. Look at how great that looks. Now I'm going to put a little bit more up here too. Actually, I think now I'm only going to do the top part of this. Can you see me doing that there? It's adding more color to this wonderful ruled paper, creating a border on the top. Wonderful. I'm going to put the mask away. Now don't forget to clean the mask off and close up my ink and put it to the side. So now I'm going to put my layout together. Starting with the 12 by 12 crackling rose burgundy paper. I'm just going to glue this down with some Hallmark craft glue. I want my borders to be the same. So placing that center, and I'm going to place my second piece of paper, the ruled paper that we already decorated with a mask in the Dusty Rose Powder Puff. Chalking ink. Placing this down here again in the center. And now we just need to add our wonderful quote in the picture. Now we don't want to hide all of the inking that we've done. So there's our quote. I'm going to put the picture down. And I want my borders to all match up with my quote. So I took some of the pieces of the back of the papers and the front of the papers, all the scraps from when I trimmed it. I'm going to use that as a border above my layout. Again, wanting that to match up. And I created a fun border with the B side of one of my paper, crackling rose papers. And I used a border punch and some gems. And I have some really pretty flowers that I'm going to use here. I think I'm going to use a little bit of the Dusty Rose on here. Spruce them up a little bit, pop in that pink. That's such a wonderful color in my quote. And I'm just swiping this along the flowers randomly. I'm going to put them down there. I think maybe some random gems. There we go. Something clingy. And I'm going to use some 450 quick dry adhesive so we have the flowers. That will stick quickly. Oh, I think we need one more gem to balance that out. There we go. And there you have it. A quick layout inspired by the Quick Quotes bundle, the quote from the Sentiments collection. And I think it's perfect complement to my photo. Thank you for joining me today. Again, I'm Katie from Quick Quotes, and you can find any of the Quick Quotes products I used today at shopquickquotes.com, and any other inspiration and ideas from our wonderful Quick Quotes education and design team can be found on blog Quick Quotes. Again, thank you for joining me.